Good morning, everybody. So it's a little bit after 6 and I'm up and decided that I do want breakfast at Casey's, so I'm going to walk over there. It's a little bit less than a mile to Casey's, so not too bad. And yeah, I got everything charged last night and had a pretty good night's sleep actually, so it worked out really well. And interestingly, it didn't storm last night, but there's a pretty nasty storm rolling right across Francis Case, like almost all the way down to the dam. So pretty interesting, but it all stayed north and didn't bother me at all, so I'm glad about that. And I'm gonna head over to the Casey's, buy some breakfast, a couple little snacks, a couple supplies, and then head back. I do have my little shore bag here, which is a little like backpack. It folds down into this little case here, so I can put it in my pocket when I don't use it. One of the reasons why I brought it is so when I need to carry something and I don't want to hold it in my hands, I can pull that out and carry it on my back. It's probably just gonna be like a soda and a bag of chips, but still pretty nice. So I'm gonna walk to Casey's and get some food. Well, I'm in the town of Springfield and the Casey's is right there. So I haven't been to a Casey's since before June 1st, so looking forward to it. Okay, so I've got some breakfast pizza. Casey's is there behind me. I grabbed a couple of energy drinks, staying healthy. And I'm gonna eat this pizza as I walk back to the campground. This was not too bad of a walk, so very enjoyable. Well, I'm kind of regretting my actions a little bit because I thought about boating across. So there's the kayak there on the dock, and I'm at the boat ramp across this little bay. And if I would have just boated across here, it would have saved about a quarter-mile walk, and I'd be almost home right now. Or back to my stuff, actually. But yeah. But I didn't. So instead, I gotta walk all the way around this arm and back up to there. So, not the end of the world, but I am getting a little tired. Turns out, walking uses different muscles than pedaling. So my hips are a little sore after my 2-mile walk. But that's okay. I will survive. But I did enjoy breakfast. I have a bag of Lay's barbecue chips and some Monsters in my bag, so I'm going to enjoy those at some point. But yeah, it was a good time. I'd say it was worth it, but I'm definitely going to be sore from this hike. Well, it's 7:30. I'm finally back to the campground, and that walk wore me out more than I expected. I have not been hiking in quite a while, and it definitely shows, but I will survive. So I'm gonna go back in the tent and start packing everything up. So the boat is doing good, but there's actually a bit of a change of plans. So that storm I talked about that was staying north, it's actually come down and it's gonna rain, I don't know, about 30 minutes for maybe an hour. So what I think I'm gonna do, I'm gonna grab my coffee cup and some coffee, make that, and then go take another shower while this storm rolls through. There's no reason not to. And then after that, I'll pack everything up and head off. So I did go ahead and get the video for tonight edited. So might as well while I have power. So I'm gonna get that uploaded, and then yeah, I'll have my chores done for today, and I'll be able to just pedal today once the weather clears up. Okay, I just had a shower, and I'm walking back to my tent. The storm is basically here. It's starting to rain, so I'm gonna go hide in that for about an hour until this little cell passes, and then I'll head out on the water. So it looks like I need to hurry. Looks like I made it just in time. So this isn't supposed to last too long, so I'm gonna get the video uploaded. I've already got it edited, and then pack everything up while I wait for it to stop raining. It's raining pretty good. Okay, so it's about 10:45. The storm has passed, and I'm just about packed up and ready to head out on the water. Definitely slow morning, but I didn't get poured on, so that was pretty nice. Well, I just got everything down the boat and it's starting to rain. It's not supposed to rain for long. Okay, so the rain stopped. It was just a little tiny cell. It did manage to get everything wet, but that's okay. So I'm on the water and I'm about to leave the bay the campground was in. And I believe it was 6 miles to open water. So hopefully it's as good as the second half, because I really enjoyed going through that delta last night. That was fun. So hopefully this last little section will be just as fun. And just like that, I'm back in the current, heading down this shoreline. I should be able to follow this shore for almost all the way out to open water, it looks like. I might have to turn out towards the middle right at the end, or follow a channel right along the shore. I'm not entirely sure. So we'll see. Well, it's 11:30 and it's raining again, but it's pretty calm rain, just straight down with no winds. So I'm underneath the sunshade and I'm doing fine. It's just these little tiny cells of rain, and it'll move past and be fine for another hour. But there's a huge little colony of barn martins, or whatever birds they are that build the mud nest on the cliffs and bridges. There are a bunch of them right there, all over that cliff. So, pretty interesting. Just a beautiful rainy day. So luckily, as long as the rain comes straight down and there's no wind, I'm staying dry. I got rubber boots on, and that covers enough of my legs up here at the point of the sunshade that it keeps the rest of me dry. So another exciting thing is that today is a pretty nice day because of the storms. It's nice and cool, and for the next 3 days it's supposed to be in the 70s with like a 0% chance of rain. So I am super excited about that. So finally some nice weather, because it's been, last week was very hot, that's for sure. And just like that, it's clear again. These are just little tiny cells that are rolling through, so no big deal. I'm just following this line of bluffs here, trying to get out onto the open water. Hopefully it'll go well. Okay, it's a little afternoon and it's raining again. So it looks like it's just supposed to rain off and on for another hour. So not too big of a deal. I'm actually staying dry underneath here, so it's working out. So up here I have a choice between turning left and following the shoreline, and going right and kind of being dumped out in the middle of the lake. So I think I'm going to follow this shoreline. It is a little bit smaller of a channel, but hopefully it'll be fine. And that's kind of the plan, is just follow this shoreline, and it should dump me out onto the open water in another mile or two. Okay, so here's the little side channel that follows the shore that I'm going to be taking, and the other channel splits off there and just splits off in a bunch of different directions. So I'm just going to keep going this way. The rain has died down for a little bit, but I'm sure it'll pick up again soon. It's supposed to last for about an hour. So it is a little bit past noon, so for lunch I have a Green Belly peanut apricot bar and a bag of Lay's barbecue chips from the Casey's this morning. So I'm going to enjoy those. I'm going to have to be careful to keep the rain out of the chips, but it's doable. Well, this channel is what I've been calling them, but one of the campers was calling them a chute. But this waterway splits into 3 different directions, one here, here, and here. And I'm just going to stick close to the shore, and hopefully it'll dump me out on the open water and it'll stay deep. We'll see. Usually it gets real shallow once you get to open water and the water slows down and all the sediment drops out of it. So we'll see. And there's a lot of thunder going on in the storm over there, but luckily it's all staying away. There is another line of storms that's supposed to show up in about an hour, hour and a half. So just a real thin one. It'll hit and pass by, and it should be done for today, hopefully. So it looks like right there is a gap, and I can see open water. So I just got to make my way around to that cliff and I should be good, hopefully. So right there is Lewis and Clark Lake. So this section has just hundreds of red-winged blackbirds all over the place. These are the most I've seen. This entire reed area is just completely covered in them. And every time I get close to them, a whole cloud of them takes off. Pretty interesting. So I'm just continuing down this shore. I think I've got less than a mile to open water. So far the water stayed deep and I'm happy. It's worked out really well. So still got to get out onto the lake proper, but still pretty cool. And so far it's turning into a beautiful day. There have been some biting flies flying around, but I've been wearing my rain jacket still because there's still a rainstorm coming and they can't bite through it. So it's worked out pretty well so far. So it's a little after 1 o'clock. It's starting to warm up a little bit, but not too bad. And I am 17 miles away from the dam. So that is pretty exciting, but it is 1 o'clock already. So I kind of doubt I'm going to make that today, but we'll see. You never know. There's another kind of split off here, another chute or channel that goes off, but I'm continuing to follow the shore and I'm getting very close to open water. I've got some bullfrogs out here today calling. That's pretty cool. I've not heard many on the trip so far. Well, I've got a bunch of mud flats here in front of me, but there in the distance is Lewis and Clark Lake. So hopefully I can just follow this shoreline and there'll be a bit of a channel and I can get out onto open water. There's quite a few fishing boats about a mile down on the edge of this, what I'm guessing are these mud flats. So I'm hoping I can get to them without too much trouble. And I really enjoyed going through the delta. There's almost no current at this point now that I'm actually on the lake, but still, it was a very enjoyable time. So there's a lot more weeds here now that the water slowed down, so that's pretty interesting. I'm having to stay off the shore quite a bit because there's just giant mats of floating weeds. So, and all of these mud flats currently are underwater, so the only thing I can see are like the weeds and the sticks and a couple random like reeds or cattails that are growing off of these islands. So hopefully I'll be able to avoid them. But that is super exciting. I'm almost on the open water of the last lake of this trip. Man, kind of crazy. So kind of as usual, a bit of a headwind has popped up, so I went ahead and took down the sunshade because it catches a lot of wind. So the headwind at this point really don't even bother me. It's just kind of a normal part of the day is just to have a headwind at this point. So just accepted them as a part of life for now. And yeah, just gonna keep pedaling. There's basically no currents. I'm almost on the open lake. The good thing is I'm still wearing my rain jacket because there are a bunch of biting flies out and they can't get me through the rain jacket. So the wind actually helps keep me cool so I don't overheat while wearing it. So I'm not too upset about it. I'm nearly on the open water. I still got a bit of an island of reeds there to my right, pretty far away. And there are still some floating trees and stuff that looks like there's still some sandbars out here, but so far so good. I've stayed in deep water and I'm really happy. So I'm really hopeful that I am getting out of the delta scot-free. So unless I hit some shallow water, I only hit the bottom twice with the pedals, not even with the boat. So this definitely was one of the better deltas, probably one of the more complicated ones. There was a lot of turns and following channels and had to make sure you were in the right spot, but luckily I've had a lot of practice with deltas, so it really wasn't too big of a deal. So I actually had a lot of fun yesterday going through there. So I am really happy that this has ended on such a good note. So now all I have left is to pedal down this lake. The last lake on the Missouri River. Man, that is just crazy to think about. Well, I believe I'm on the open lake now. That is super exciting. So just gonna follow this North Dakota shore all the way to the dam. So really cool. There's some very cool bluffs on the other side, so hopefully there'll be some on this side too. All the way down through there. I doubt the camera can pick them up very well, but they look really cool. And the lake is pretty calm. There's just a slight headwind, enough to keep you cool. So just about perfect. That is one heck of a dirt bank that I've been going down. It's one of the taller ones I've seen on this trip. So it appears this side seems to be mostly dirt banks, and the other side of the lake is all cliffs or bluffs. So pretty cool. I'm just cruising down this shoreline. There are a lot of boats on this lake, and it looks like it's pretty populated, so I might be staying at a campground again tonight, because it doesn't look like there's a whole lot of spots along this lake that you can camp, like stealth camp. There's just everywhere has a campground that you can camp at, so we'll see. Okay, so I don't know if what I just did was stupid or not, but I was told that this second half of Lewis and Clark is quite populated and there's not really any spots to camp along the shoreline. So I went ahead and got a campsite for tonight. It's another electric campsite. It's pretty close to the water, but the downside is that it's 12 miles away and it's currently almost 3 o'clock in the afternoon. So I have my work cut out for me. I'm gonna be pedaling pretty hard the rest of the day. I don't know, and I might have bitten off more than I can chew, but we'll see. Just gonna pedal hard. So that's kind of the plan. I might get there pretty late, but there is a campsite there, so I'll be able to stay there tonight. The other news that I'm not too excited about is apparently there is a fishing tournament tomorrow, so that could be fun. There'll be a lot of boats tomorrow. But Lewis and Clark Recreation Area is the campground I'm going to, is only 3 miles away from the dam. So it's basically at the end of this lake. So the goal is to get pretty much all of this lake done today. So I'm going to pedal hard for the rest of the afternoon. So it's just after 3 o'clock and I'm pedaling hard. So I've got about 12 miles to the Lewis and Clark recreation area, and it's another 1.5 miles to the marina right next to the dam that I'd like to get to. So we'll see if I can do that this afternoon. I'm gonna really try to push it just so I can get this lake done and out of the way. So I do have a River Angel set up, and it's 13 miles to the dam. So kind of the plan, I believe at the moment, is that he's going to pick me up with the trailer and take me back to the campsite that I have reserved, and then after that and then in the morning he's going to take me downstream and drop me off. So I think that'll work out great. I just have to pedal another 13 miles this afternoon, so I can do it. It's just not going to be a whole lot of fun, but that's okay. Gotta just embrace the suck, right? Or something like that. Just putting my pedaling muscles to good use. Well, it's 3:30 now, and I can't see the dam yet, but it should be in that gap right there. So I'm just gonna cut across this next bay and head towards the left point there. And I believe that point is pretty close to my campsite. So I'm a little bit less than 9 miles away from the dam, and it's not quite 4 o'clock. So I think I've got this. So it is going to be a push, but I don't think it's going to be too crazy. So I'm currently heading towards this point right here, which is about 6 miles away. So I'm just going to cut straight across since it's such a calm day. And the lake out here is just absolutely beautiful. I'm going along these cedar-covered cliffs and having a good day. Just keep pedaling. So by the time I get to that point there, I'll have done 2/3 of the remaining mileage to the dam. So I'm going to get to pedaling. Well, it's about 4:30 now, and I am currently just a little bit under 8 miles away from the dam. So that is pretty exciting. And I'm just heading towards these beautiful white cliffs. It's really pretty out here. There's cliffs on both sides of the lake, and every once in a while it's pretty cloudy, so there'll be these cliffs will be in the sun, and then the cloud will roll by and they'll be in shadow, and then they'll brighten up again. And it is just absolutely beautiful out here. Just cliffs and cedars and calm open water. So I couldn't ask for a better day on the last lake, and hopefully the last day of lakes on the trip. So I'm doing good so far, and I think I can definitely make it. And I'm pretty excited about that. Be a good day to end the lakes, as I said. So, but right about now, I'm kind of regretting my pizza this morning at Casey's. Like, I did enjoy that. It was really good. But at the same time, I could probably go a little bit faster if I hadn't to walk 2 miles up and down a hill this morning. But that's okay. I will survive, and yeah, just a huge milestone on the trip is about to be completed in a couple hours. Also, the wind is kind of all over the place, but for the past probably half hour, maybe a little more, I've had a tailwind. It's not very strong, but it is, every bit helps. So I don't know if it'll stay that way, because it seems to be just doing a little bit of everything today, but I will take it. Okay, so I'm out here in the middle of the lake, and it's an absolutely beautiful day. So the wind has shifted again. I don't know, it's just doing circles apparently. It's not very strong, so it's not really a big deal, but it's currently coming in from the left here. And yeah, it is just beautiful out here. Couldn't ask for a better day on the lakes. So yeah, I'm really enjoying it out here. So I'm just cutting right across the middle of this kind of bend in the lake here. And I was saying this on the last lake, but it's funny, this would have absolutely terrified me when I started this trip, and now it's no big deal at all. Just a normal day crossing the lake here. So I'm powering my way across this huge gap here, and after I get to that far point right there, I have 3 more miles to the dam. So this is definitely doable. Well, it is 5:30. I am 5 miles out, and I can see the dam from here. It's really exciting. I can see the big concrete gates for either overflow or just to release water. So pretty cool. So it seems like this lake is pretty much full. There's there's hardly any shore showing, which kind of makes sense because I've been told in Missouri there's been a lot of rain this summer, so it makes sense that they don't need to release a lot of water out of this lake to keep the commercial barge traffic running down the river if it's already high. So they can hold as much water as they can up here in the lake for wintertime. So pretty cool, and it made going through the delta so much easier when the lake's full. That's for sure. So I'm on the home stretch of Lewis and Clark Lake, and it is really exciting. I'm nearly to this point here. It doesn't look like it in the camera, but it's closer than the camera looks. So I'm excited. Because man, out here in the middle of this lake, as I've said, there's no reference points and feels like you're going nowhere. I'd say about 80% of this lake is lined by cliffs, and it's really pretty. And I've got some really nice waves here caused by boats. Honestly, not too big of a deal. So, but there's a lot of boats moving around on this lake right now. It kind of causing the water to go a little bit crazy, but only in places. Most of the time it's pretty calm. So yeah, I've been heading towards these cliffs and they're just getting bigger and bigger the closer I get. So one cool thing, I don't know how well the camera's picking it up, but I believe there's a sailboat out on the water. That's what it looks like, but I might be wrong. It might be something on the dam. So I'll see as I get closer. So that is in fact a sailboat. It just turned sideways for the first time since I saw it, and pretty cool. I've not seen one with the sails out on the water yet before. So that was pretty interesting and very cool. I had a fisherman stop and talk to me, and apparently he met me on Lake Sac, and he's on Lewis and Clark at the same time that I am. So that's pretty cool. So I'm getting closer. So the dam is becoming more and more clear, and the wind has shifted a little bit again, and now it's more of a tailwind again. So I'll take it. So hopefully I'll get to the marina at the end of Lewis and Clark at a reasonable time. So I think kind of the plan is for the, I think I've explained this already, but I think the plan is that the River Angel is going to pick me up at the marina, take me to the campground. I'm going to stay there tonight, and then he's going to take me over the dam in the morning. Then I'll be on free-flowing river all the way to St. Louis. And I keep saying that, but it's so very exciting. So I can't believe that I'm going to knock Lewis and Clark Lake out in a day. But here I am, nearly to the dam. Okay, so I'm 4 miles out, and I'm approaching Gavin's Point. And the dam is actually named after this, and it's Gavin's Point Dam. And it's a 1.9 mile embankment rolled earth chalk-filled dam, according to Wikipedia. And it was completed in 1957. So it's been there a while, that's for sure. So I don't know where the name Gavin's Point comes from. I couldn't actually find that online. I tried to look that up, but I'm 4 miles away from the marina, and I expect to be there by 7:30. So today was a really good day, and I still can't believe I was able to knock out Lewis and Clark Lake in a day. So I'm really enjoying these cliffs. They're all the way down the opposite side of the lake on the Nebraska side, and this side has some amazing cliffs too. So really cool. So I'm coming up on Gavin's Point recreation area here. So nearly to the dam. 3.5 miles out. So it's kind of interesting. For the past about a half mile, and it continues for at least another 1.5 miles, is like 3 recreation areas. So massive campgrounds and playgrounds, and they're basically state parks is what they are. They just call them recreation areas up here. So very interesting. And I can now see the mast of the sailboats parked in the marina. The one that was out here sailing rolled up its sail and went back into the marina, done for the day. So very cool. But then again, the wind has died and the lake is calming right now. So probably a good reason to stop sailing. So there's the dam. I'm about 1 mile out, and here is Lewis and Clark recreation area where I'm staying tonight. But since I have a River Angel lined up, I'm gonna go all the way to the marina here and finish all of Lewis and Clark Lake, and then he's gonna take me back here, and I'll spend the night right there. So looks like a nice place. So it is just a beautiful day out here. Couldn't ask for better weather. So it's, as it turns out, only 17 miles of this lake is open water, and I crossed all that today, and Springfield is actually 23 miles away from the marina here. So that's a pretty normal day, but I did start at 11, so I made really good time today. Okay, so I'm approaching the marina now. I'm not sure how much I can film in there. There's a restaurant, bar, and grill in the marina, and they're playing a lot of loud music, so we'll see. But yeah, I am nearly done with Lewis and Clark Lake. Crazy. So the marina entrance is right about here. There's several sailboats up on the bank in the parking lot of the marina, so that's pretty interesting. And I'm excited to be done with Lewis and Clark. My legs are pretty tired right now, so I'm not too upset to be done. I pushed it pretty hard this afternoon. Okay, so this is Dale and Rich. We got the boat loaded. I really want to thank them for helping me on my trip. I really appreciate it, and they made loading this so much easier with some help, so thank you so much. Okay, I'm at the campsite, and the boat is going to stay on the trailer tonight, so thank you so much for that. I'm going to go change my clothes real quick, and I think we're going to go to a laundromat and get my clothes cleaned, which I am so very excited about, and possibly get a bite to eat. So it's 11 o'clock now, and a lot has happened. So I ended up being taken to a Runza, which is kind of a fast food restaurant, for supper, and had a cheeseburger and fries. It was really good, and apparently it's just a chain that they have up here. I've never even heard of it before. And then I ended up at a laundromat where I got my clothes washed, which I'm so very excited. Like, the fact that I have clean, dry clothes to put on in the morning is the best news I've heard in a long time, so I'm very happy. And then I got back to the campground here. I set up the tent and took a shower at the shower house, and now I'm here. And now I'm in the tent and getting ready for bed. So it was a really good day. I finished Lewis and Clark Lake, which I did not think was going to be a thing this morning. So I did 22 miles and I started at 11. So that was a really good day, and I'm fairly tired from it, but my legs are doing good still, so my paddling muscles are paying off, that's for sure. So the very exciting part is in the morning I'm going to get a ride over the dam, and from there it's a little over 800 miles to St. Louis, and it's all free flowing, so that is just so very exciting. So I'm looking forward to that. So this is a huge milestone of the trip is now over. I have now completed the reservoirs of the Missouri River, so that is super exciting. So luckily I uploaded the video this morning, so I didn't have to do that this evening because it's a bit of a late one getting my clothes washed at a laundromat. And yeah, so it's been a great day, a really good evening, and I'm in a tent with power, so I need to plug in. So I need to pull out the cords and plug everything up that needs charged. Not too much does, but it's always good to top off when you can. And yeah, then go to bed. So I'm super happy and just can't believe I'm done with lakes. That is still hasn't really hit me yet. So I think with that, I'm going to say good night. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.